Folks, before you start the episode, would you like a free case of premium craft beers? Well, we've partnered with Beer 52. They are offering you a free case of 8 unique beers you won't find anywhere else. Beer 52 are the UK's #1 beer club. Every month they visit a different place and expertly curate a case of exclusive beers from the region's best breweries. Your free case will include an eclectic selection of beers from the world's best beer countries, including the UK, Germany and the USA.
If you want to take advantage of this great offer from myself and Tom at Boxing 365 and our new friends at Beer 52, then make sure to use the QR code on screen or the link in the description, and for just the cost of some delivery, you can get yourself a free crate of premium craft beers. Enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back to Boxing 365 for this, our next instalment of the monthly rewind. If you haven't seen it before, we're going to have a look back at everything that happened over the month. We're going to talk about what we think was the card of the month, what we think was the fight of the month, the fighter of the month, any upsets. And we'll talk a little bit about what happened outside of the ring throughout the month as well, and think about what's going to happen in the future, what's come out. So, to get us started, we'll go through our card of the month.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
Before we start,
Go on.
I would like to ask everybody, because of the video they've already seen, as they are now aware, we are proudly partnered with the lovely people at Beer 52. And through our link, you can get yourself an exclusive deal through Boxing 365, which is a free crate of beer. And all you have to do is pay the delivery. And today, before we start the video, we're going to try one of their beers. Now, this beer is called the Ulmus Porter. It's very, very minimalistic. I have no idea what it tastes like. I don't know if I like porter, but we're about to find out.
Yep.
Also, while you're here, click subscribe, go over to TikTok, like the video, share the video, do all the usual stuff. Now we'll talk about the card of the month.
Well remembered. Well remembered.
So, card of the month, I'll let you start. Because I don't even know if I like.
Oh, that was way too close. I literally put my nose in the can. What do you think?
Chocolatey, and it's beautiful. It's very smooth. You'll like it.
Okay.
So, while you drink, I'll start with my card of the month. For me,
That is lovely.
it's good, isn't it? Very smooth.
I didn't get what you meant about chocolatey, but it tastes like dark chocolate.
It does, doesn't it? It's amazing. My card of the month, there was a couple that I really enjoyed. One was Owen Cooper, Constantine Ursu, which I thought was a really good domestic card of boxing. Really enjoyed the whole thing. But for me, some of the drama, some of the questions surrounding it, I had to go with Barrios Garcia.
Yep.
Really good card of boxing, top to bottom. The fight's delivered. Ryan Garcia looked to be very much back at his best, which was nice to see, because I've always been a fan of Ryan. And for whatever reason, he's found himself off the tracks. So yeah, for me, that was my card. Again, ring cards are always good. You had Frank Martin, Nahir Albright in a draw, which again obviously creates that little bit of controversy. Beck the Bully back out in a really good performance, stopping Senna Bako. He seems to have lost a little bit of that confidence after the Gabe Rosado fight, but really found that. So yeah, honestly, it was brilliant. Gary Antoine Russell and Hirioka, and another really good fight on the card. So yeah, that for me stole the month.
Fair enough. See, I didn't pick it because and almost because of the fact that the Hitchens Duarte fight didn't happen. I think if that had happened, it would have been undoubtedly the one to choose for me.
Yeah.
Perhaps a little bit selfishly and with a bit of bias, I did pick Wood Warrington, because I thought throughout it there was exciting. We got to see TMA Ayton again. We got to see Leo Atang again. We got to see Joe Howarth again. We got to see Molly McCann, see what she's got.
Yeah.
Of course, the People's Champion, Dave Allen. We got to see
the
him.
face of Matchroom.
Face of Matchroom.
Well, the second face. They've now got Tom Aspinall, which seems to be the face.
Yeah. And then we also had, obviously, further up the card, we had Sandy Ryan winning a WBC title. We had Ishmael Davis losing to Bilal Fawaz. And we had Leigh Wood doing the people of Nottingham proud, beating Josh Warrington for a second time. So, for me, I thought that was, although it didn't hold The world titles, the elite names currently within the sport. I thought that was probably the best. Looking back on it, that was the most watchable card of boxing for me. I've actually just realised I put down a fight of the month. Um,
I've already covered it.
but I do think that there was actually a contender in that Wood Warrington
Oh,
fight that I thought was in that Wood Warrington card that I thought was really good. But that isn't what I chose. So yeah, I could see the Barrios Garcia. Like I say, I think I would have gone for it if Duarte and Hitchens had been in it. But I think about not just the star power of what was on there,
yeah.
but because you could say that
The
going
the
forward,
the
couldn't you?
del the deliverance of
Yeah,
it.
like what actually did we get? And I felt like the Wood Warrington one was the best card of boxing we had.
See, the one thing that I love about that question, and it always gets me thinking, is for me, and same for you, because I know we've both had the sort of the opposite side of that, is the best card of boxing isn't. I think it varies. It's not a fixed like. It's not like, for example, 2 plus 2 is 4. The answer changes every month depending on what's on, and I think the reason I've probably gone with Barrios Garcia is because February was quite didn't have the loads of elite events, and I
Mm,
think it
mm,
sort of probably stood out for that. Whereas I think if we'd have had, say, 3 or 4 of them elite events, we'd have then probably gone, "Yeah, we like that," but that really stood out amongst the
yeah, yeah,
pigeons, do you know what I mean? And
yeah, yeah.
and that's why I said Cooper Ursu, because for me, that card, Ben Fale put in an absolute
Yeah,
stunning performance on that card. Luke McCormack looked brilliant on
they did.
there.
Yeah.
So you could pick any for a multitude of reasons, but I think both of the fight cards we've chose, I think, are really good reflections on
Mm,
what we had in February.
yeah.
And Lee Wood has confirmed he will be continuing his career.
Wow.
Which I'll be honest,
I think he's the winner, and it makes sense. Even just one more.
well, he says
Um,
I feel great. I didn't take too much damage, and he says I'd regret not giving it just another roll. He says if I lose and I
yeah.
realise, you know what,
Not got
I've
it.
just not
Yeah.
got it anymore. He says I'm okay with that. And he was on Talksport, and they said to him, "Who do you want?" And he won't pick a name. And Simon Jordan says, "Lee, just who do you want?" He says, "I still want Navarrete."
That'd be a hell of a fight to watch. But yeah, I mean, especially after the last performance of Navarrete, I feel like that would be, that'd be a long stretch for Lee Wood. But you never know.
Lee Wood is the man when it comes to upsets,
Yeah.
and I would back him 100% because he's our boy. But Navarrete is probably the best featherweight over the last 10 years, so
Mm,
it's
mm.
a tough one. But both cracking cards. The future is bright for everybody involved, apart from Josh Warrington, unfortunately, who probably is going to retire now.
Yeah. I think probably time, isn't it? Really. Um. Now it leads nicely into what is going to be the fight of the month, on which I believe we have agreed. Um,
We have, but I have, because I didn't want to agree with you, which isn't a rule. It's just I thought I'd give a special shout out. We both spoke about it on
mm,
one of yesterday's videos that we recorded, which is coming out this weekend as
mm.
well. Um, but I'll let you announce our fight of the month.
Yeah, Navarrete Nunes. Obviously, we just mentioned Navarrete there, and I think it was when we talked about it. For those of you at home, we actually did record a video for Navarrete and Nunes and that card. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, these mics were not working.
We're not miking.
No, so that never actually came out. But we talked about that at great length. And you weren't sure about how it would go for Navarrete in this one. Felt like he was maybe um, on his way
Yeah, yeah.
down the hill, sort of thing. I sort of felt like I'd still favour him over Nunes. We both agreed it would be a great fight, and that's exactly what we got. Um,
100%.
yeah, I think it was literally like the first round, which was the only round where not a lot happened. Maybe the first two,
Yeah.
and then after that, it was just
You know
brilliant.
what? Throughout that fight night, I did a couple of posts just to sort of keep people up to date, try and let them know the fights are going to be starting and stuff, as we try to whenever we get chance. And I think I did 4 videos, and each one I was like, I actually don't know who I'm backing. And the closer the fight came, my opinion went from being quite confident a week out that I thought, you know what, I think Sugar Nunez is brilliant, and I still think he's brilliant. Um, to but Navarrete is Navarrete.
Hmm.
To I think Navarrete might just have too much experience to nah. Nunes is good, and then it's like no, but Navarrete's good. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I'll be honest. When that first bell rang, if you asked me who I was backing to win, not a clue. It was one of them fights that is impossible to call. But it was a banger, weren't it? It was
Yeah, it was
brilliant.
brilliant.
And
It was
Navarrete,
brilliant.
by the way, nothing against Nunes because people. I've seen a few people argue that Nunes didn't look to be at his races. I don't think it was that. I think it was just Navarrete looked at his absolute
Yeah, he
best. I
looked
think he was
relentless, didn't
he
he?
was phenomenal, absolutely
Mm.
phenomenal. I think Nunes entered with the wrong game plan to begin with. I think sort of the first 3, 4 rounds tried to box, which I get. Probably wanted just to take a little bit of that sting out of Navarrete's pressure. Realized that wasn't working, then started to trade with him. But at that point, you're 4 rounds down.
Yeah.
You're
Mm.
chasing the fight, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a absolutely phenomenal fight. But I did want to give a special shout out because an equally good fight, also for a world title, but it was a world title fight that we give a bit of criticism for, in all fairness, just
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
just because of Zamora's record. But that was Sandy Ryan Zamora.
I'm really glad you brought it up because yes, it was all action, wasn't it? That
Mm.
that was the thing. That was the highlight of it. It was just non-stop, all action. I think,
I like Sandy Ryan. I've always
yeah,
liked her.
like it was since she was going for one of her first sort of
Well,
step up fights
we
when
watched
she
her
fought Lee
debut.
Wood.
We watched her debut, but we've been at a couple of her fights because
Yeah,
I had the bandana, didn't I? Remember?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
She's bloody brilliant, and she did herself proud. And I know we spoke about it yesterday, but the reason I wanted to give it the shout out is because it was a phenomenal fight.
yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the unification and everything that surrounded the Nunes Navarrete fight, the scale of that was it was always going to take it for me. Um, but one of the reasons I wanted to give it a shout out is because of what we said about yesterday, which is that don't know the names, but they'll know me if they see me. They were sat behind us at the arena when we was watching the fight. And throughout the whole fight, it was fucking. I don't get why people like women's boxing. I don't get why, mate. It was the
Yeah.
best fight on the whole card,
They must have had
and
their eyes
and
closed.
you have decided you didn't like it because they're female. You knew the fight card. Do you know if you're not going to support it, piss off. I always look back to Joe Parker, Joe Joyce.
Mm,
Amanda Serrano was co-main.
yeah,
Amanda Serrano, generational great in women's boxing, and she's brilliant, right? And we had the people down from us that spent the whole fight shouting all sorts of
yeah. All sorts
obscenities.
of
And you
nonsense.
just go, like, look, I'm not saying I've never shouted anything stupid. I say stupid shit all the time.
Yeah,
I just wish you've gone there. It's co-main event. She's an
yeah,
elite fighter. Mate, Amanda Serrano and Sandy Ryan or Zamora, I'm not being funny, would knock the living shit out
yeah,
of you.
yeah.
Like, but yeah, look, it was phenomenal. Really happy to see Sandy Ryan get another world title after 2 really tough fights with Michaela Mayer. And
It was
hopefully,
actually made better by the fact that we kind of wrote Zamora off a little bit. We sort of
yeah,
went,
we did,
yeah,
yeah.
this
Routine.
will be routine.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly that routine. And it was kind of refreshing to go, wow, one of
yeah.
those where you saw it one way and it wasn't. And I'm not going to say that I felt like Zamora was hard done by the
Mm,
result at all,
mm.
but it was quite a competitive,
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
it wasn't like oh yeah, it's a bit of a slug, but you can clearly see her winning. It was competitive, and yeah, I thought it was brilliant to
I
watch.
think for me, I had it 6-4 to
Mm,
Ryan,
mm,
and the only reason there was rounds where because there was rounds where they were both throwing, but even though Zamora threw more, I just think for me, and I know you'd have probably agreed looking at it, the cleaner work
yeah,
came from Ryan, and there was enough of it. It wasn't like, for example, Gwyn Vong, where
mm,
you've got one fighter throwing all the punches and just getting beat up and not a lot coming back. Ryan was trading in a lot of the pockets,
yeah,
but she was landing the cleaner shots.
yeah,
And for me, that's a lot of them rounds. It was kind of
yeah. You
it
got to
edged
pick it
it.
somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
phenomenal fight, and for me, well deserved being in and amongst it. So yeah, no, brilliant fight.
yeah, yeah. It was. We'll talk about fighter of the month then. So, would you like to go first for this one?
Yeah, so I have actually gone back to the Owen Cooper Constantine Ursu one. So watched Constantine a few times on top tier cards.
Yep.
Coming into this, a lot of people had wrote him off. Owen Cooper is the Queensberry fighter. People expected with what Owen Cooper shown against Echo Esserman that this might just be a little bit too far. Konstantin Ursu, for the first 6 rounds, looked phenomenal. Lost a little bit of stamina. Cooper came back into the fight, always kept it competitive. From, I think, round 9, second wind came, and 10, 11, 12, Ursu just went back to absolute dominance, and he was phenomenal. A lot of people have wrote it down and gone, "Oh, yeah, he's had a good performance, blah, 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 blah." No, like, I genuinely think that Konstantin Ursu has the ability to win a world title.
Do you?
Honestly, he
With how he performed, I don't necessarily think I disagree. I think he looked brilliant.
I think if you said to me that if we had an area, let us know if you'd like this, of the performance that surprised you the most, I guess that's upset of the month,
Mm,
but the performance that surprised you the most, Konstantin Ursu or Bilal Fawaz,
yeah.
both of them, I think in this month, I think February, we had 2 potential stars unearthed for different reasons. But Konstantin Ursu is signed with Queensbury now. Massive fight. It looks like the Echo Esserman fight is going to be next for him,
Mm,
which is brilliant.
that is big for him.
But you go and beat an Echo Esserman, you're then amongst it. I personally, was, I think I don't know if I replied to a comment of his or messaged him, but Johnny Clark, who's looked after him since day dot through top tier, I said I'd love to see him in with a Harlem Eubank.
Mm,
Love to
that'd
see
be a
it.
good fight, actually.
Great fight, massive name, big payday, and as soon as you go in there, and I think he beats a Harlem. I don't think Harlem's that good, but
Yeah.
you go and beat a Harlem Eubank for argument's sake, and despite what level you think he's at, you're then in the mix, especially domestically. British champion looked absolutely phenomenal, and for me, can't wait for his next fight. I think it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Buzzing for it, absolutely
Yeah.
buzzing for it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say that that's not a bad choice, but I was torn between a couple of fighters. I was torn between Ryan Garcia
Keep doing that.
and Brandon Figueroa.
Okay.
Um, Garcia because he was coming into a fight where Barrios is notorious for sort of dulling down a fight and kind
Mm.
of making good fighters look a bit maybe boring or average, whatever. Um, there was a risk of that. There was also everything that came with Garcia coming into the fight. Not a lot of good press recently. Couple of losses, or loss, and then the no contest drug crap. Um, so yeah, it was like not really sure what to expect. Backed Garcia to win, but made it look fairly easy. Looked really, really good. Very impressive. Looked back to his best.
Mhm.
Kind of what we were hoping for. A bit of a like a revival. Um, Maybe as long as he keeps his head on, doesn't let it all get to him again and all sort of wash over him, then possibly some big nights for him 2026, early 2027. So Garcia was the one option, but I did pick Brandon Figueroa.
Did you?
Yeah, I sort of think you can't look past the fact that he's come over here and he's took the belt and he did it in a really, really impressive way.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
phenomenal.
we talked about it and we had quite a lot of views on that. So thank you everybody. And said that we thought that Nick Ball would win, even in the face of adversity against a previous world champion, against a bigger opponent, skilled opponent. We still thought Nick Ball would
Yeah.
have the goods, but fair play to Figueroa came, sussed him out immediately, dealt with him in exactly the right way, which nobody else has been able to do. Um, and went and took the belt from him. And again, in a fashion that I don't think anybody saw coming against Nick Ball. So for me, had to be Figueroa for fight element.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't disagree with that, and I think for me, the reason that it really highlights just how impressive that victory was, if you said to me now the fight was gonna take place again, right? And you said, "Look, pick your winner." I think the way we broke the fight down the first time, and if you wanna go and watch it, by all means, did really well, that video.
Mm,
But Nick Ball's used to being the smaller guy. He's used to having that adversity with regards to the longer reach and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So for me, I think the fact of the matter is I'd probably still favour Nick Ball because of that.
Do you think?
To an extent, obviously now Figueroa's got the beating of him. There's the blueprint, there's the confidence, there's everything else that
Yeah,
comes with it. But what I mean is that Figueroa has never fought anyone as small as Nick Ball. Nick Ball's used to being the far smaller guy, so you look at that element of it, and I think the way we put the fight, a little bit of bias, I appreciate.
Yeah.
Also, he was the champion in his hometown, blah, blah, blah. I just think that Figueroa, even with winning that, doesn't immediately become the massive favourite over Nick Ball because the fight was relatively competitive. I just think Figueroa came over quietly, in
Mm.
the most part respectful. I know there was a bit of an issue with his team and Andrew Kane. Did
Yeah,
his job.
that's an Andrew Kane problem, though,
Yeah,
not
did
an
his.
anybody else problem.
No, Brandon Figueroa came over, did his job, did it phenomenally, proved why he was a two-weight world champion.
Yeah.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? Seems like a nice kid, so I'm really happy for him. I'd have liked to have seen the rematch, but there's big talks that Nick Ball's going to go up to super feather now.
Mm. Yeah.
Which, by the way, that is a tough old division.
Yeah, it is.
Nick
It
Ball
is.
Navarrete, though, that's a banger.
Potentially. Yeah,
Oh,
potentially.
we'll see.
Yeah, I can say that's where I landed on my fighter of the month. I just felt like
I like that. That's
I
my
could just
favourite
give it
so
him.
far, you know.
You think?
I think so.
I
Did you
like
like Pink
the
Unicorn?
I like the first one, the New Zealand one.
Where is that? I think
I think you
we're
must
going
have
to
got
start
it
collecting the
overseas.
cans. And then eventually we're going to put them in like a trolley, like they do in America, walk them down the street, we're going to weigh them in.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Right. The last one. The last. The last sort of category is upset of the month.
You're first on this one, son.
Yeah, I'll go first. And I did even put down in my little notes to myself that it would be so easy to stick with the Figueroa win as the upset because I didn't see it come in,
No.
and it was one of those fights where I think we probably would have said in our video, I wouldn't wake up and be horribly surprised if Nick Ball had lost. But when I found out that Nick Ball had been stopped in pretty horrific fashion, I did go, no, like I need to see that.
Weren't we in
Yeah, we
Vegas?
were in Vegas.
Were,
'Cause
we was, where were we? We were sat somewhere. We were doing something. We were out or
watching the basketball.
yes.
Yeah, we're
And
watching the
I
basketball.
went to the toilet and came back and was like, said
Yeah,
to Nathan, I says, Nick Ball got stopped. And he's like, what? And then you came up the
yeah.
stairs. And I was
I was
like,
like, yeah.
Nick Ball's been stopped. You're like, I know. And I was like, what? So yeah, I think from that regard, it would have been an easy choice. Did you not choose Figueroa?
No, I didn't. Just as a quick one as well, that if you were concerned about mine and Tom's dedication, all the while whilst in Las Vegas, we were looking at the boxing and posting and
Yeah,
whatever. Anyway, now that's out of the way. No, so I didn't go for that. I did actually go for Bilal Fawaz beating Ishmael Davis.
yeah,
It was one of those again where I knew it was possible. I just didn't think it was probable. And I know when I spoke to you about it after the fact, I sort of went, I probably should have. I probably should have seen it coming as like Ishmael Davis in his fights previously. You sort of know what to expect with him. You get what you get as far as I am concerned. But I still didn't think that because of the level he's operated at, who he's fought, and what he's done. I just didn't expect, or I didn't. And I know we said at the time that that fight would tell us a lot about Bilal Fawaz and we would learn a lot. And yeah, it definitely taught me a lot. It just explained to me that Bilal Fawaz is serious and
yeah,
he is,
100%.
he could go on, maybe pick up European, maybe go past that as a
Well,
challenger, not necessarily saying he's going to win titles.
well, that. So I'm really glad you chose Fawaz.
Mm.
And the reason being is
What a story as well.
great story. And this is something I want to quickly touch on. And not that anybody is going to give a shit about what me and you say. So Bilal Fawaz has lived in the UK. So Bilal Fawaz was trafficked here as a child.
Hmm.
Has had a horrible upbringing in the most part. But
Tough,
managed
tough upbringing.
traffic, mate. As soon as you've been trafficked somewhere. I mean, well, let's call it tough. I mean, I've had a tough
No, I
upbringing.
was
I had
meaning
shit shoes.
no, I mean like
I know what you're saying. But
once he got here and
but
everything.
look, what I want to get to is that his wife and his kids are British citizens. Still, to this day, Bilal Fawaz does not have a British passport. Bilal
Mm.
Fawaz cannot travel abroad. Bilal Fawaz cannot go to America to fight for world titles. He is locked in the UK. He cannot leave. And for me, it just highlights Bilal Fawaz is in the public eye now. There's so many people out there with that story, and I think you look at the state of this nation, and this isn't a political channel, and I don't want to get any of our stuff banned, but with regards to where we are as a nation, we need to take a long, hard look at ourselves. Bilal Fawaz represented Britain in
Hmm.
Olympic trials. in national championships. He was the captain of the England boxing team, and he's not a citizen of this country because we won't let him. Like, I just think the way things are at the minute, we need to take a long, hard look at it. He's a good guy. He's a family man. His wife and kids have got citizenship, but for
Yep.
whatever reason, we've chose not to. And I just think if anyone out there is listening who works in the Home Office, on the unlikely occasion, I'd like you to take a long, hard fucking look at yourself.
Yep. But and
Don't ban the channel.
as a reminder, this is not a political channel.
Mm.
But Tom's on his high horse now.
Because I like Bilal Fawaz.
I don't blame you.
But Bilal did a really good job. Now, my upset,
Yeah, go on.
what? We're not done the numbers.
No, I've done the numbers.
We barely did any predictions because it was weird. I
Go
don't know why. My upset of the month was one we predicted, which was the fact that we predicted that Abel Ramos would have too much too soon for the young career of Tamir Smalls, which exactly ended up being the case. God, we're clever. It's the only one that we got. But no, yeah, look, and Abel Ramos came in. He was calm. He was relaxed, and as the fight got tough, Abel continued to work at the pace he always works at. Smalls couldn't work it out. Probably a little bit of inexperience on his behalf and on his corner. It happens.
Mm.
He'll rebuild. I'm sure he'll be okay. The kid's very talented. But we looked at his record straight away and went, this is an upset.
Yeah.
This is
Banana skin.
this is a banana skin that is not. It's just no one was going to be surprised that knew Abel Ramos's ability, especially coming off of the Mario Barrios draw. So for me, that was my upset of the month. There's a load of others that could have been in and around that conversation.
Mm.
Like you say, you've got Figueroa. But for me, that was the one that there was a lot of, especially the US viewers, that were saying, Tamir Smalls is this, that, and the other. And he looked good, by the way. He
Mm.
looked brilliant, especially the first couple of rounds. I was like, this kid's talented. And we'd seen it, and he works the left hook good.
Just felt like inexperienced, didn't he?
That's all it was.
And that's what we put the upset down to,
Yeah.
or the anticipated upset down to.
Sometimes today's a prime example, right? And that is that you look at the Arsenal Mansfield game. And again, we're not a football channel, but Arsenal have a hell of a lot more ability, right?
Mm.
But they've never played on a pitch like ours, which is a bit, it's not the
It's not
Emirates.
a Premier League
It's
pitch.
not as wide as their pitch. We're more physical, and sometimes it's not all about ability. And I don't dispute that if you could measure individually, Smalls is probably more technically able than someone like an Abel Ramos. But from an experience standpoint, he's been there, he's taken losses, he knows
Yeah.
what it's like to be behind in a fight. I just think that's where it
Yeah.
came a
That
bit
was the
unstuck.
separation, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully he'll learn from this now and we move forward.
Yeah. Come back stronger.
But yeah,
Right. The next part is to have a look back at how we got on against the AI.
why is it such a low score? What's
Well, I can tell you, it was because there was only 4 cards that
and
we
we're in
talked about. Because 1 week at least, or 2 weeks, we did sort of different videos.
yeah.
And out of those, neither you nor the AI did a very good job of predicting them. So
I'd have got Abel Ramos
you would have.
and AI didn't, but it's not recorded, so we can't count that.
Exactly. That's why I
Do you know what's annoying as well?
it.
Do you know what's annoying as well? I would have got Bilal Fawaz, but on the video you gave me this amazing sales pitch about how Ishmael Davis has competed at the higher level and he's been there late notice. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Bilal's going to lose. And lo and behold,
I don't know what your prediction actually ended up being for that.
it ended up being Ishmael.
Are you sure?
You sold me the dream live on
Are you
TV.
sure?
Yeah,
I
100%.
can't remember.
No, 100%. Yeah, genuinely. Yeah. You ended up being Ishmael. Which, to be
Oh,
fair, 61.59. It was
It was
61.59.
61, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's now.
Right, let me just 59.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take this moment while Dan's learning how to write to introduce you to our latest sponsor, Crocs.
No.
No? It's free sponsorship.
Okay, right. So
What
it
we on?
was 59.61 of the ones that were predicted on camera, and of the ones that AI also predicted, we got 4 correct, and AI got 5 correct.
Fuck the robo-ad.
So we're now 63-66.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm okay with that. And the reason I'm okay with that is because
So we're behind.
we've got already this month, got 2 videos being released with multitude of predictions, all of which I will get right. Most of which I've gone for the upset because I don't care and I know better. AI has predicted differently to me because the AI is an idiot, and I'm going to pull it back. I'm telling
See?
you guys mark my words, right? This time next month when we do this video, it's going to be 85-66.
Right.
Let's do the
Yeah,
news.
we're gonna have a quick blast through some of the news. So obviously one of the big things which we've already done a video on, so we won't spend forever on. Conor Ben made the move over to Zuffa Boxing on a one fight, £15 million deal. Whatever, boo.
Boo. Yeah, next.
Um, very recently, at the time of recording this, we had news about Jao Pattaya. So this is probably March news, not really
It
Feb
it
news.
is March news. Yeah, it's just like as things that are going on as we speak.
Jao Pattaya stripped of his IBF, as far as we're aware, because obviously he's fighting for the Zuffa belt. He has the ring and the IBF belt, and they're not happy with that. So that's that.
Pardon me.
Tom Aspinall signed with Matchroom.
On a commercial basis, before everyone starts going, he's
Yeah,
not a boxer.
yeah.
I know. I know he's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter.
We've got Rico Verhoeven fighting Usyk, which I don't know. I was probably a little bit unfairly critical of, just because he is.
It's for the WBC world title.
I'm just saying it. He's 2 times undisputed. He's kind of earned to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Not tie the belts up. Do you think he deserves to? Do you think he should tie the belts up and remove opportunities from other fighters to fight a fucking kickboxer?
I think it doesn't really matter.
Are you okay with Rico Verhoeven?
No, I don't like the fight. I don't think it should be happening at all.
Then that's all right.
I'm just saying, what am I? Who am
Go
I to say?
go do an exhibition. Go fight them, but no belts. Give fucking Ajit Kabayel the belt. I'm not having this rant with you because you're wrong. Enrico Verhoeven, as much as I think he is phenomenal at kickboxing, he does not deserve to fight for the WBC world title. What happened to top 15? Voluntary defences, top 15.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, there's more politics to that, as we know. A few other bits have gone on during the month, but we'll not go too much into that. There's a few bits of rumours coming out, things like Dalton Smith fighting Alberto Puello in June. Obviously, this month with all of the stuff that's happened around Fury and Makhmudov, we've had a lot of this from John Fury and the rest of the circus. But we did talk about that in our video, which is a bit of a new style of video, which is the spotlight, which was on
I like that
Tyson
name, by
Fury.
the way.
Yeah.
I know you've just kind of did it as like a passing thing, as like we'll see how that goes. But I think it's right. I think it's good.
Well, if you think you've got a better name for the video series, which will be a focus on the fighters,
Hooker duck.
focus on the fighters.
I like that as well.
Nah, that's too wordy. Then please let us know.
Hooker duck.
But yeah, so that's pretty much wrapped up February.
No one likes hooker duck.
No, I don't like. That's why I was ignoring you. That pretty much wraps up February. If you like this video, please do hit the like button, hit subscribe. We're very, very nearly at 1,000 subscribers. It's taken us just about 6 months to get this far, which is brilliant. Thank you very much for supporting you, those that are already subscribed. And we will see you on the next video.
But before you leave, biggest news from February.
Go on.
Beer 52 joined us. Don't forget
Yeah.
to get your free crate.
Beer 52. Get in the description and get your link.
There's QR codes and stuff as well. Use that if you need
do
to.
that. All right.
Cheers, guys.
See you.